Terran player for AZUBU, he starts to the top left of Belcher Vestige. Yes.
AZUBU Supernova.
Yep, saying when he joined the chat, joined the game, he said in chat, please be gentle. His opponent to the bottom right in blue for the team LGIM, doing really well so far today. He is
LGIM first.
He replied in chat by saying, me too, be gentle with me as well.
He was certainly not very gentle with sleep.
Yeah, not quite.
Well, LGIM is up in the series. This is still a best of 7, no best of 9. If first wins it here, then LGIM is the pre-season champion. So the last man standing for AZUBU is going to be a Terran player. It's going to be a Supernova who goes into early gas.
Yeah, super early gas for Supernova. And his opponent goes double gas as well. Probably going to do that Naniwa style 2 into gases build.
And a very interesting moving pattern here for the SCV.
Yeah, very suspicious.
Yep, this looks like we are gonna see... What are we gonna see? A little bit of proxy player? Is he just trying to scout if he's going to be proxy?
Yeah, you know the thing is, this early, neither really make that much sense because it's too early to proxy a factory. You could proxy, though, Reapers.
Yeah.
This is something I've faced quite a bit on the ladder, and I think that this is something we may see, because nothing else makes sense. It doesn't make sense for him to proxy a factory. It's too early, and the Stargate, obviously, way too early, but he doesn't add anything here.
Yeah, I think he's really just gonna wait and proxy a factory here. Sending the SV out maybe a little bit too early, but this is not scouting for a proxy Stargate. It was just way too early for that. You can really see not even the 7 at Express done yet. And here comes the factory, proxied as suspected.
One thing to consider is if he sends it out this early, it's much less likely he's going to run into the scouting probe of his opponent, so that's one reason why he might have sent it out that early as well.
Yeah, and talking about scouting probes, this is one of the things that we don't see for first at all. He didn't send out a scout.
Well, let's talk about what this could be, because there's so many different things now in Heart of the Swarm that this could mean. Usually in Wings of Liberty, this would mean probably Banshee play or maybe a fast Hellion drop. But now we could see a Hellion drop, we could see Widow Mines, we could see Hellions and Widow Mines in a drop. We could even see that followed up by Hellbats. If he gets the armor, he could just make a Hellbat straight out of the factory. That's the least likely thing because of all the recent patching, but it's still a possibility.
What we don't see is a second gas. So I feel that, here come the Widow Mines. I feel like if he takes a second gas, a Banshee with Cloak could actually do quite a bit here. But on the other hand, now with the new things that we have for Protoss, and of course also the Mothership Core that can use the Photon Overcharge, there are a lot of things that Protoss really can do to throw this back. At this point, it looks like we're just going to have Widow Mines and not even a stop.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to use the Marines and the Widow Mine together. This is going to be a very important scouting Mothership, but he has to be careful because if the Widow Mine burrows immediately, he could actually potentially kill it. No.
This is going to be really interesting right now.
He knows about it, but he just doesn't have very many units here. He does not have an Observer yet. The robotics is not ready.
Can he really do something with the Widow Mine? He's trying to get in there.
He's going to get force fielded out. And nicely done. But the thing is, the Widow Mine is still there, and the Marines are coming in. Probe wastes the Widow Mine shot. This was intentional.
Yeah. He needs detection, but we also have him with now...
Oh, he's actually just making Widow Mines in the main?
Uh-oh, this could get ugly, and here come the Marines!
Strategy. Keep in mind, if Supernova fails here, it's all over. This is the last game, potentially, for his team.
This is so much pressure on the bunker now at the natural. This is so difficult. Look at the Widow Mine suddenly coming into the main base. He will be able to burrow here, and this denies mining for such a long time.
He is supply blocked, though, so he can't make any other Widow Mines. The Widow Mine does not activate at the factory. He's got 40 hit points left. He's got now the Observer. And he could scan and kill it. He scans! And he gets it!
He gets the Observer.
Widow Mine shot.
He could also try to get the Stalker here. Here comes the Photon Overcharge, doing a lot against the Marines.
He needs to rally that Observer away from the Widow Mine that's still active, though, or he could kill it.
There is no mining. There is no mining for first at all. Widow Mine is gone. Now he can kill the second one. The bunker is ready at the natural, but there is only one Marine there.
Yep. And the Observer will actually help deal with the second Widow Mine. I feel like this was an investment that was not quite returned 100%, but it was close. You know, that was a situation where he denied a lot of mining, and the question now becomes, was that enough to make it so that losing his factory and all of the Widow Mines adds up correctly?
It's just a lot of mining time that was lost here, and also one of the things that we have to point out is that the Harvester count right now is very similar, and usually the Protoss player is far ahead. This is exactly what First is trying to make up for now. He's chrono boosting his next side. He wants to make sure that he has elite in Harvesters, can make up for the mules the Terran player has in the game now. But this is a really interesting start in the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, he lost the factory.
Yes.
That's the most important part.
That's so much gas, and that's so much production lost as well, so he has to add more production facilities like these barracks now at home. If he had stayed in the bunker with the Widow Mines at the low ground, I think that might have been more effective, because they could maybe target down the Observer repeatedly and make sure his opponent's Nexus is there. But he went for the riskier choice where maybe he can connect to do a ton of damage in the main. Didn't work out. He forced the energy to be used on the Mothership core, and he did kill one Observer. But going into this now, there's a slight lead, of course, for First, with his Nexus now totally mining a little bit longer. He has a good amount of production and tech, and he's even making Immortals right now.
You know, the thing is, First is actually ahead in the tech, but if you look at the economy, then Supernova definitely has the upper hand. He's ahead in Harvesters, or at least even, and he still has those mules. So it all comes down to the question whether Supernova can hold the aggression of First.
Yeah. The stim is going to be done, and that is so critical. Without stim, he would definitely not be able to hold this. He doesn't also have any additional bunkers, and this is something the Observer just saw. He saw only one bunker. He's now adding the additional ones. This is going to be so close, Calder. Supernova needs a hold here, or his team loses it, and LGIM takes the victory.
The first Marauders are here. We always have the opportunity for First to recall if he sees this is not working, but at this point, the SCVs, they are there. We have the sentries for the force fields to deny the repair, and here we go. The bunkers are not ready. Stim is done, but here comes the Time Warp.
Time Warp making the Marauders on the left side not only blocked by force fields, but they can't move very well. But it looks like he's going to have to back off here.
Yeah, it certainly looks like this, because now the bunkers are gone. They are done. So he cannot really break through here, or can he? He's going to try.
Another Immortal will show up now, and he has a lot of production. He's going into Robotic Support Bay. These units have already stimmed once, they're low on hit points. He needs the Guardian Shield.
Oh my god, he's losing all the sentries, Wolf.
Yeah.
He's losing all of them, and he's also losing Stalkers. He's trying to retreat with the Marines, a few of them dying here, but this was a nice breakout.
Yeah, Supernova now ahead in supply. He's got the Medivacs out here as well. This does not look like a good situation as well as it did anymore for First. He has the Robotic Support Bay going up, but his opponent already has a few Medivacs out and can start Viking production as soon as he realizes what's happening here.
The Medivac, though, he sped through one of those observers, so this is a little bit tricky. Now he First knows what's going on, what he has to deal with in just a few seconds. The question is, will he be back in time? It certainly looks like he is going to defend. Here come those few Immortals that he has. Can these few forces take down the Stalkers?
Well, he will get the Stalkers, and then he gets out. No energy used on the Mothership core. He didn't have enough for that Photon Overcharge. 2 more gates going down in the main base. And he's starting his upgrades for his infantry. He already has +1. He's getting +1 armor. This is something that First will need to compensate for. He does not have his forges up yet.
Exactly. He doesn't even have a forge at this point, and this is going to get a bit scary for him. He is now in a position where his economy is still worse than the economy of Supernova. The Terran player is leaving us with a really good impression, since he already has all these additional upgrades for his army. And now with the Medivacs, he can execute the drop pressure.
And he will have his third base made, not only the command center itself, but at third base location. Very important that First gets this information with his probe right now, so he knows what's up.
Yeah, First is losing a lot of his momentum that he had with a better tech earlier, and this early aggression by Supernova, that really worked out well for him. He was able to hold against the counter-attack, and now he's in a very good spot, trying to go down to the bottom right, and with the afterburners on the Medivacs, he can now try to get into the main base while pinning the forces down with the second army at the natural.
For some reason, still no information about, even though there's no information about the Colossi, he's completely cutting Vikings out, and this is going to be one thing that First has an upper hand on him with, because he has no Vikings at all. And he still has that pylon to the top right. That's how he's able to deny this command center with the Zealot.
He sees, though, he sees again that there is going to be a drop attempt in Supernova. He immediately cancels. He drops all the units, is trying to find an angle here, whereas First is going into charge with a forge that he built. He's also adding the armor upgrade, but Supernova is already on 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 going to go into this next battle if it arises. He also sees with the scan, you know, that army is just not so big. He has a few Colossi, there are no Vikings, but with all the Marauders underneath, he has 14 Marauders out right now. He could try to just engage this.
Yeah, one Zealot trying to deny mining at the third base, or at least kill the SCV.
Yeah.
Not enough. The Marauder there will deal with this.
Yeah, fool me once, but don't fool me twice.
Yeah, Concussive Shell is ready, so there is just no problem for him. And even now, Supernova not only going for the Viking production, but also adding the second starport so that he can make sure that he can add Vikings, Medivacs, whatever he needs.
Yeah, and with that third base economy that he's got now up, he's going to be totally fine with producing out of 2 starports. Probably even see him add Ghost Academy fairly soon. Templar Archive is going up. Supernova is ahead in SCVs at 59 to 52, and there's still no third base for the Frost. We may see First actually just go for a big attack with Colossi and his first few storms and hope to end the game.
I feel he has to. Catching up right now is going to be so difficult for him. Look at the upgrades here with the +2/+2 now being researched for Supernova as well. If he gets all these upgrades in addition to the economy lead that he has, then it's going to be lights out for First, and First is going for an attack.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel that Supernova is ready.
Yeah, he's got such a large army. Archons are going to be the choice here of what he spends the rest of his gas on before he goes for the attack. He's not making them at a forward pylon though, and that means they're not going to be here for a while. This gives Supernova even more time. Supernova has to make a choice now at his third base. Does he lift it out and then try to replace it, or is he going to try to hold it at third? He's already made his choice. He's sending his army over towards that third base. His Viking count right now is at 7, a few of them flying out of the main base. Right now he needs everyone he can get. It would be great for him to get the Mothership Core here, but the slow is already ready.
The Mothership Core is low on hit points, and now it's gone. There's no recall opportunity anymore for First. He's at least able to get those SCVs off the mineral lines at the third base, and also the lift, but can he really take down his army?
Zealot charge used mostly on the SCVs here, but he is pushing it back. The Vikings need to turn and fight, try to pick off these Colossi. Good angles so far.
And a nice retreat here. The Colossi don't get off a lot of shots. Now the first one is down, and the second one is also targeted.
Vikings just way too much DPS here. Once the Archons are gone, this Protoss army is going to fall so quickly.
He's using those Vikings in assault mode, tanking a few shots here. And LGIM's First, he does not have enough. Here comes another stim, and now the Terran players on the move with all the Medivacs to back him up.
Zealots coming in here is just not quite enough.
I don't think that he can hold this. About First, that is. He can't.
If he had
hold
the
that
pylon,
line.
he would not have been able, or he would have been able to have those Zealots a little bit faster, but they took just a few seconds. They gave the Medivacs. He has right now 6 Medivacs out. Gives the Medivacs enough time to heal the army.
With the production that Supernova has, I don't really think that would have made such a big difference
First
in the end.
he can't get the momentum here against this much healing.
It would have been closer, but you can really see that Supernova is just dictating the game now. He is in position of twice as much supply, and here we go. GG. Supernova takes down First and forces another player of the LJM bench.
A crazy opening from Supernova that just goes to show that even if he doesn't get the Widowmine hits off exactly like he wants them in the main, he can really mess up his opponent's mining and get into his head a little bit here and then go into a normal game. Nice defense against the Immortals. Made those bunkers, didn't hesitate to do that, and with those bunkers he ends up holding. And now,
Hirai is not impressed.
Yeah, Hirai is not impressed. I think we may see MC come out now, though.
Or was that the roar of the Lion of Lannister?
MC is bouncing a little bit on the booth. I feel like we could see him coming out. It would be weird to use another Protoss against a Terran who's already beaten one Protoss, but
I just think we are going to see a player that has not played in the Team League just yet.
Could be Younghwa. If I'm not mistaken, he has not come out yet.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it could be. There are so many players on this bench and so many players that could really take this game now. It could also be Bjal again. He played great in the last match. We could see Seed. We could even see Nest playing. There are so many players. Ruin, for example, would also be a good opponent.
Even MVP hasn't shown himself yet.
MVP.
Yoda is sitting over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane.
I like pull out the list of names, like the scroll. It goes all the way down into the other room.
The depth of this lineup is crazy, and LGIM, can they really make a wrong choice in this situation?
No, but they have to make a few right ones if they're going to lose any more of their players, because eventually AZUBU may be able to turn things around here.
Supernova may be the last player for Team AZUBU, but he is definitely not an easy opponent, so LGIM has to take this very seriously. They have 2 more players that can come out here, but they have to choose wisely. I could actually see Ruin coming in again, but I really think that Hira is probably going to choose a player that has not been able to shine in Team League just yet.
Yeah, this is just a very important decision for them now. You know, what you said makes sense. LGIM coach has been known to put out players that have not played just yet in the GSTL. This is the last chance for him to do so. I could see him doing that and sending out somebody like Younghwa or Yoda that we haven't seen yet, Nest or MVP.
We know that Seed really wants to play. He's sitting to the top right. It could be him now. And he said over and over again, I want to play today, I want to do this. And I feel it's going to be him. This time I'm finally right.
It is. Seed, the teammate, and one of the many pros players in LGIM that are doing extremely well these days.
I'm excited to see him play. He was so frustrated when he dropped back into Code B. He immediately deinstalled Wings of Liberty and is now completely focusing on Heart of the Swarm. He's been streaming, he has been dominant on the ladder, he has done a lot. Not quite sure what the Heart of the Swarm experience 9 symbolizes, but...
I just expect it's a number that has some importance to him.
Yeah, well, that much is, I think, certain, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are going to have a 5-minute break for real this time.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
That Levitate song didn't get me this time.
I completely forgot about that. I was really looking forward to this match. I just wanted to get this game started. But
you just hear that in the background. It's like, levitate, levitate. It's going to get into you eventually. You're not going to be able to focus. You're not going to know anymore.
Nah, it's fine. We have a short break, so let's just find out what's going to happen. But first of all, we have to wait for another 5 minutes, and then we will see Supernova versus Seed at the GSTL Pre-Season Finals between AZUBU and LGIM.
Future we